Let's answer this question. A boy standing on a horizontal plane finds a bird flying 100 meters away from him at an angle of elevation of 30 degrees. A girl observes the same bird from the top of a 20-meter tall building with an angle of elevation of 45 degrees. If the boy and the girl are on opposite sides of the bird, find the distance between the bird and the girl. This is somewhat a large question, but when you picturize this question or when you draw appropriate diagram of the question, things will be easier for you. So if such questions are asked to you, it is better to visualize the situation with a neat, correct diagram. Let's try to draw the diagram for the question. Here the bird is flying here, and the boy observes from the horizontal. This is the ground, this is the building which is 20 meters high, and the boy observes the bird from this side and the girl is on the other side of the bird and she's standing on the top of a 20-meter high building. And the angle of elevation to the boy to the bird from the boy is 30 degree. This angle is 30 degree, and the distance between the boy and the bird is 100 meter. It is given in the question. So I call it A, and the bird C, this point B. Here we have a triangle ABC, in which the hypotenuse AC is 100 meter, and we need to find BC, which is the opposite side. Okay, now we have another girl, a girl observing the same bird from the top of a building, and the angle of elevation is 45 degree. This angle is 45 degree from the top of a 20-meter tall building. When we draw a line extending the height of the building, it means the point at, I call it D, and this point E. From D, the line parallel to the horizontal line, horizontal plane is drawn, and this height is also 20 meters. Now we need to find CE and DE. By CE and DE, you can find CD, which is the distance from the bird to the girl, which is the question or which we need to answer. So in this triangle, ABC, sine 30 is equal to BC by AC is equal to BC by 100 is equal to 1 by 2. By cross multiplication, we get BC is equal to 100 by 2 equals 50 meter. The total height or the height of the bird from the ground is 50 meter, in which up to BE it is 20 meters. So CE is equal to BC minus BE is equal to 50 minus 20 equals 30 meter. As we have already seen, and I have already stressed to you, that if the angle of elevation or angle of depression is 45 degree, it is quite simple to answer that. the opposite and adjacent are equal. We have already seen that C is equal to 30 meter, therefore D is also 30 meter. We need to find CD. CD CD can be calculated by different methods, by the method of Pythagoras formula, hypotenuse is equal to root of base square plus altitude square, or in this triangle, sine 45 is equal to opposite CE by CD is equal to 30 by CD is equal to 1 by root 2. By cross multiplication, you get CD is equal to 30 into root 2, 30 root 2 meter. CD is the distance from the girl to the bird. The distance from the girl to the bird equals CD equals 30 root 2 meter. Let's answer this question. As observed from the top of a 100-meter high lighthouse, the angles of depression of two ships are 30 degree and 45 degree. If the ships are on a line, find the distance between them. Before answering this question, I'll give you a little bit explanation regarding the angles of depression or angles of elevation. See, here one of the angles of depression is 45 degree. Another is 30 degree. That means a man is observing two ships from a certain height, here 100 meter. When observed from a certain height, the object which is farther from the observer is having lesser angle of depression or lesser angle of elevation. Here, this ship, let me call it A, this one B. Ship B is nearer to the observer or nearer to the lighthouse. Ship A is farther compared to ship B. Therefore, the angle of depression is calculated as the angle between the line of vision and the angle to the object. This is 45 degree because this ship is nearer to the lighthouse. Nearer, the angle of depression or the angle of elevation will be higher. When it moves nearer to the lighthouse, the angle further increases. Since 30, the lesser angle, this is the angle of depression for the first ship or ship A. This is 30 degree. So this angle is 30 degree. Alternate interior angle, this angle is 45 degree. And concerning the 45 degree angle, if one of the angles is 45, it is clear that the opposite side and the adjacent side are equal, since this one, I call it OC. OC, the height of OC, the height of the lighthouse is 100 meter. Therefore, OB is also 100 meter. If the angle of depression or angle of elevation is 45 degree, the opposite side and the adjacent side are equal. So it is easier for him and things get easier to solve because one of the angles is 45 degree. Tan 45 is equal to OC by OB is equal to 100 by OB is equal to 1. By cross multiplication, you get OB equals 100 meter. This is also 100 meter. And we have seen OB is equal to 100 meter. Now, tan 30 degree, tan 30 is equal to OC by OA is equal to 100 by AB plus 100 is equal to 1 by root 3. By cross multiplication, you get AB plus 100 is equal to 100 root 3. AB is equal to 100 root 3 minus 100 is equal to, moving the common factor, common term 100 out of the terms, 100 into root 3 minus 1 meter. AB is actually the distance between the ships. The distance between the ships is equal to AB is equal to 100 into root 3 minus 1 meter. If any hint is given, such as root 3 equals 1.73 or 1.732, you can substitute root 3 by that value and subtract root 3, 1 from root 3, and you get 0.73 or say 0.732, then multiply by 100. Since no such hint is given in the question, this is enough as the answer. Dear students, as we are approaching examination, nowadays I would like to discuss some of the questions which are important and which seem to be a little bit difficult for you. So I have selected a few questions and would like to discuss these questions with you. If you got any other question which need to be solved, please express your question on the comment section. Today, I would like to discuss the question which seem to be a little difficult, or you may find it something a little different from what you have seen or discussed. Let's go straight into the question. A ladder leaning against a vertical wall with an angle of inclination of alpha degree with the horizontal. The ladder is inclined on a wall, and the angle between the ladder and the plane is alpha degree. When the foot of the ladder is pulled backward, that means the distance of the foot of the ladder from the wall is increased by p meter. Naturally, the ladder would slide a little down. The distance at which the ladder went down through the wall is q meter. We need to prove that P by Q is equal to cos beta minus cos alpha by sin alpha minus sin beta. The second angle, when the ladder is pulled down, the angle formed between the ladder and the plane is beta degree, and we need to prove that. In the answer part, we have only cos beta and cos alpha and sin beta and sin alpha. P by Q equals cos beta minus cos alpha by sin alpha minus sin beta. Now let's express sin and cos alpha and beta in terms of the ladder, the wall, and the horizontal plane. First, I would like to express cos alpha and sin alpha. Cos alpha is equal to adjacent side by hypotenuse. For the convenience, I would like to represent the horizontal distance as y meter and height of the wall is x meter, the ladder is L meter. So cos alpha is equal to adjacent by hypotenuse y by L, and y is equal to L cos alpha. Sin alpha is equal to x by L, opposite by hypotenuse, x by L, and x is equal to L sin alpha. Now let's see cos beta and sin beta. Cos beta is equal to, here the adjacent side has increased y plus b, y plus p. So L remains the same, L meter. Cos beta is equal to y plus p by L is equal to y is equal to L cos alpha plus p by L is equal to cos beta. L cos alpha plus p is equal to L cos beta. P is equal to L cos beta minus L cos alpha. Taking the common term L out, we get L into cos beta minus cos alpha. This is P. Similarly, sin beta is equal to the opposite by hypotenuse. Now the opposite is x minus q by L, and we know x is equal to L sin alpha. Minus q by L is equal to sin beta. L sin alpha minus q is equal to L sin beta. Taking q to from LHS to RHS, and L sin beta from RHS to LHS, we get L sin beta sin alpha minus L sin beta is equal to q is equal to L into sin alpha minus sin beta. Now P is equal to L into cos beta minus cos alpha. Q is equal to L into sin alpha minus sin beta. P by Q is equal to L into cos beta minus cos alpha by L into sine alpha minus sine beta is equal to L and L cancelled. We have P by Q is equal to cos beta minus cos alpha by sine alpha minus sine beta. This is what we need.